Good. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the uh, Fuel Arts Art and Tech webinar series. Uh, 1 week has passed since the release of our Art Tech and NFT Startups Report 2022, and we have already received a lot of great and helpful feedback from you. For sure, that will make our next edition better. Those who haven't read our report may download it from our website, fuelarts.com. So on February 24th, the day of the Russian invasion of Ukraine, we had to postpone our webinar with the artist Poesy Liang. And this week, we are happy to finally meet Poesy online and discuss her Running Rabbit collection, which contains elements of gamification. So I'm happy to present Poesy, the contemporary artist from Malaysia. She's always been innovative in her practice, crossing artistic mediums, incorporating technology to create new experiences. And recently, Poesy entered the NFT space with her edition, the project called the Running Rabbit. Hello, Poesy.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. Hi, Sonia. Hi, Dennis.
Yes, and I'm happy to introduce my colleague, the manager of Fuel Arts, Sonia Stabelbein. She was also responsible for content and analytics of the report. So uh, when you read the report, you should understand that's the whole Fuel Arts team behind it. So, but before we start, let us show some numbers from the report mentioning gamification, because we're to talk about gamification now. So, among the 383 art tech startups dealing with digital and NFT art, we can see 59 startups purely from the gamification, which is 15.4% of the total number of the art tech startups in the digital and NFT sphere. So it's 15%. But when it comes to investment, the next slide, please. When it comes to investment, we see that gamification occupies 13%, or 230 million invested in those startups. But together with trade, so gamification plus trade is power. So we're together we'll speak about gamification and trade, and we'll raise the question: where is the line that an artist crosses to make his or her series or the entire career? Uh, can an artistic career be a startup? So, can it be considered a startup if such project is supported by venture investors only, or should other criteria be applied? Uh, we consider it's a very interesting case, which we're happy to discuss with Poesy. But the first question, let Sonia start our conversation.
Sure. Poesy, thank you so much for being here. We're very happy to do this interview online, and I hope lots of people are going to watch it. I've been reading about you a lot, and you definitely have a very interesting path of just like career and finding yourself. And we're just very curious, how did you find art? What was the story?
Wow. How did I find art? I guess my parents found art for me. I started doing artwork since I was a baby. Even like since I was in diapers, when they go out to the restaurants, while they were entertaining, they'll put me in a baby chair, and I always be given something to scribble on. And up to today, I have this habit to carry around paper and pen, and so that started that way, and never stopped.
But if to compare your previous career and your current career, what role did art play in your past, and how is it different today since you came into NFTs?
You mean I'm a cat, so I've got like 9 lives. You're talking about like last 5 past life. Um, I've been through the media industry since I was a teenager. So your question, can you repeat your
Well,
question?
uh, how has your art changed when you crossed the line from physical art to digital art?
I see. Yeah, so in the realm of art, I've dabbled in quite a few things. I did like social movements, which was a little bit like performance arts and stuff. And then I do obviously visual arts in forms of canvases. I have also been a street artist. Um, I've done so many different gigs, right? Uh, Meantime, what is different entering into the NFT space? Um, it's just a no-brainer because I've always been in tech and I've always tried to tech my very traditional stuff. And now is a really good time to do it, especially with the pandemic. As you know, Dennis, I travel around the world chasing all the art fairs and appearances around the world. And since the pandemic, I've been grounded right in one place in Malaysia now, and uh, I also been in blockchain since 2018, so it's just a no-brainer. Before the word NFT was even something people knew about, I was already looking into how blockchain could benefit my practice, um, and I saw many, many ways to use it.
That's very interesting because, as I understand, lots of people actually, lots of artists, they start using technology only in 2020 or 2021, and then they present themselves as like, oh, we're this like very innovative, like NFT artists. Also, I noticed that like you gave a lot of interviews, like obviously, and you do a lot to refer in your art to your personal story, like your challenges, what you've been through. Did it help you to go over these challenges, like through your art, like using your art? Did it help you?
Definitely. I mean, art is definitely like a major tool that I use for healing. Uh, I believe that anybody could use this actually because like art really connects us. A lot of people say the artist is the most connected to God. So we really have to dive deep into ourselves to find self honesty, and that is how art gets created with a lot of artists. I believe most artists. So um, art is a way of life for me, right? Whether I've published myself as an artist or not, I've always been practicing art and used it as a form of healing. And that's actually something I'd like to share with the world, that everyone could tap into that inner space and find healing in whatever, we're exposed to so many crazy stuff in the world right now.
Right.
Uh, yeah, Poesy, before we'll ask you to tell the audience about the Running Rabbit project, could you please tell us more about your Helping Angels movement?
Yeah, so I've grown up very much expecting to become a philanthropist. I mean, I've always wanted to like save the world ever since I was like 9 years old. And the natural path earlier was to be very rich and give money away, right? To charities, to different causes. But then as it went on, I found that it's social impact that's important, because you can write a lot of checks and give it to the wrong people, and it's not gonna actually solve things the way it could. Also, before I even get to giving away money, I wanted to know um, how I'm going to make the most impact with each dollar. So it's always been this thing is like I believe I'm not alone in this, that we want to change the world. Yeah, a lot of people are in this boat with me, and there are many ways to do it. But as a person, one person, we have to like find a way to impact. So I was obviously a poor artist, and I had to find a way. Like, how can I do this in a meaningful, purposeful, impactful manner, right? And so I founded Helping Angels as a Facebook group because I had social media following. So I founded this Facebook group. First month I was on Facebook 15 years ago. This was 15 years ago. On the first month on Facebook, I'm like, my God, this social media thing is so time consuming and so addictive. Uh, I cannot justify spending so much time online, but if I could find something that's gonna be purposeful, that I'm going to be productive, then I allow myself to be on social media. So I looked at the group tools and like, oh wow, okay, let's group some people together and throw a party, right? What party is this? This party is to bring joy to other people. The message is based on random acts of kindness. So Helping Angels was founded on four rules: no fundraising, no commerce, no religion, and no politics. So basically, I designed a way to give back and just took away all the normal ulterior motives people have to do good, to show off or whatever, uh, or even to get their tax exempted, right? That's a very good tool, financial tool, actually, charity. But anyway, so I wanted to like boil it down to the pureness of our heart, like how do we do something for others? And I wanted to also like frame it like, if you do something for others, anybody can do it. It's just an act of kindness, and randomly too, do not tell me that I am not able because I'm not rich. Kindness is not, um, how do you say that? It's not exclusive to rich people. Anybody can be kind. Anybody can extend uh, an act of kindness and be a good surprise to the world. So that's just a little bit. Sorry for being long-winded.
No, that sounds great. And what are the projects you have that are also having like this important like social impact? Like are
Uh,
there other movements or works of yours about it?
so under Helping Angels, we started many projects. The Helping Angels is 15 years old this year, I believe. It's 2007. I've lost count. Um, One of our first project was really just to bring a busload of children to watch a movie, Ratatouille, if I'm not mistaken. And there was only 10 of us volunteers, and we took a busload to a nearby mall. We had basically uh, we just pulled strings and got everything for free and took them. My objective with that particular project, it was the brand new thing, right, for Helping Angels, is to create these opportunities for regular people like myself to feel what it's like to impact someone else with a small act of kindness. Like all 10 of us, everyone had a role. Somebody called McDonald's, somebody called the cinema. We all pulled strings. I made the bus company give us a bus driver and a bus for free. So it's simple. So we moved on to something more serious, Thursday tutoring, which each week all of us give 2 hours to appear in a children's home and help them do their schoolwork, basically. So at that point, my database were pretty rich kids. I had a lot of rich kids around me, and they partied Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and all the days in between if they could, right? And they would complain about anything, like a lot of us. So I chose Thursday and said, "Hey, time to give back. Let's have a different type of party and like still have fun." So at that point, I wanted to rebrand goodness and make kindness cool, right? So yeah. So then we went on to I've currently the Thursday tutoring project still runs. It's 15 years now. We're running with one home. Earlier, we ran from one home, we expanded to three homes. Shank expanded between 1 to 4 homes over the last 15 years, and one home still keeps running. In fact, I just like completely gave the franchise to the team of volunteers who has been running it for 15 years. I'm like, you know what? Own this project. I don't need ownership over it anymore, because I just my view with helping angels is really just to plant a seed. That is my art, planting the seed. So we've done socks for Japan, gratitude letters in Hong Kong. We've done a concerts, classical music in a orphanage in Taiwan. Um, many projects in Malaysia because I'm here a lot. We've done a jazz concert uh, in San Francisco for the blind people. And I've just been a real curious cat. Every single city I land in, I will look for opportunities. I will gather my followers and like challenge them like, hey, what do you think we can do with these four rules, right? No commerce, no religion, no fundraising, no politics. What can we do? So yeah.
Poesy, yeah, thank you, first of all. You've mentioned that you dived into community management, I mean, talking to your audience 15 years ago. And 15 years ago, for an artist, it was called an artist statement. So an artist statement was the rule number one, the, let's say,
No fundraising.
the most important vehicle to communicate with the audience. Now it's called, for NFT artists, it's called the crypto manifesto. So in terms of your large scale experience, how do you see the changes in the marketing approach, in the community management? I mean, 15 years ago with physical art, of course, with the digital technologies implemented, and nowadays with NFT. How do you talk to your NFT audience?
The NFT audience is a very they have very short attention span, and they it's a whole different generation now. Everyone's expecting instant gratification. In fact, the space is so new now. It's cowboy town. Anything goes, right? Uh, so I've it's basically a social experiment for me. I'm unfolding it as we go. Uh, it's shifting sand, to be honest, the NFT space. So you always have to be on the go. Um, a lot of the community happens in on Twitter. Twitter is the most important platform, and Discord. So I hope that answer your question.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah. As we basically already understood that you've been using technology for a very long time and like already for what, 10 or 15 years. What do you believe are the problems that actually people like artists can solve by the means of technology?
I've been using technology for 23 years, I think.
Even
Since
From your
SMS.
childhood, I mean, from your birth.
No, no, thank you. But um, since SMS started like 25 years ago, I think, and ICQ also around the same time. Sonia, what was your question? How does artists today what?
my question was actually about what kind of problems in the art market or in general, like artists and different people can solve by means of technology, by using technology.
Okay, so any artist, there are like millions and millions of artists over the world, but only a few percentage are represented by galleries, right? So technology allows you to self-publish. and create your own market, have your own database, and basically um, turn the tables round to your own favor. Really depends on your narrative, how you're going to present yourself to the world. And if you want to put in all the hard work, you will pay off. It will pay off.
Talking about latest technologies, when did you hear for the first time about NFTs?
So NFT, Bitcoin, I mean NFT, blockchain, then crypto. So like, when did I first time hear the word NFT or blockchain or what? What's yeah.
Okay, you've mentioned not only, let's say, NFTs, but also the father of NFTs and also the grandfather of NFTs. Let's talk about the NFTs, pure NFTs. But if you want to include the,
Yeah.
let's say, the fathers and grandfathers,
So
please feel free.
I guess I will tell some grandfather stories along the way. NFT as the word non-fungible token started to pop up all over the place just about a year ago, 12 months ago. No, 15 months ago, like January of 2021, right? And basically it's digital assets recorded on the blockchain. Meantime, digital assets recorded on a blockchain has existed for far longer than that. So the word NFT, I heard it in 2021, but blockchain, I've known about it since 2015 when uh, I decided to jump into the cryptocurrency use to solve my problems.
Right. And so
Yeah.
we understand now that you're working with NFTs, but I was curious first before talking about your series, Running Rabbit. What do you think, like how NFTs can actually bring value to the art market? What's your opinion?
Okay, this is a very good one. So, over the years, I've been traveling around the world. I've met a lot of people in the art world, and there are some heavy hitters in the art world. They buy artwork and have them stored in duty-free pots and different places. And I meet a lot of these younger demographics who are millionaires, but they're nomadic. They fly around. They do not have a permanent home. They jump from one city to the other. They may have their flats in different big cities in the world, but they have not settled down a forever home yet. So I find that a lot of times when I meet them, they say, "Oh, Poesy, I love your work. I love what you're doing," and blah blah. But they've never ever bought my work, and that makes me wonder, of course. And over the years, this is what I found out, that these guys are just always in suitcases, right? They don't have homes to go home to, at least not their forever homes. So the NFT market, the emergence of NFT, uh, really fits the needs of these people because they get to collect artwork, no storage problems, no insurance, no uh, transportation.
Responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Everything is on the phone, right? So they can collect millions and millions of dollars of artwork on the phone. And let's be honest about the art world. It's the playground of the rich and famous, and they like to show their works off, right? We've heard of all these um, parties in Central Tropez and all these places where people just throw their parties in the art vault with a circle of friends to show off what they've bought recently and to introduce the artist to their friends, right? We call that flex in the NFT world, FELX. So the NFT actually makes this very convenient because the blockchain is transparent and basically anyone can figure out your art collection. Because if Dennis, if you told me you collect, you are an owner of a certain art piece that we can find on the blockchain. We can trace who is the owner, the wallet that holds that art piece, and we can check that wallet and then see your millions of dollars of other investments, whether you like it or not, right? So that's the beauty, or not, it really depends. So if you love to flex, which a lot of people in the art world do, it's a no-brainer. NFT. It's just that in this NFT space, you have to figure out who you deem an artist and um, who is not, right?
Poesy is such a beautiful heart, our audience says. So let's jump to your project, your NFT series, Running Rabbit. We'll
Mm-hmm.
now we'll show one of the videos, and you'll comment on that. And please feel free telling us about how it was created, what was the aim. Let's say
Okay.
2 years ago, it would have been called an artist statement, but as I said previously, now it's a crypto manifesto. So we're listening to your crypto manifesto regarding the Running Rabbit.
So the running rabbit is actually a self-portrait from 20 years ago. So this rabbit has a history of 20 years, and I used to sketch it everywhere. And I started selling it in physical art pieces since 2011. So that's 11 years ago, and it's been collected many many times by people. And when I entered the NFT space, I wasn't sure what to do. This was in September, October last year. And I posted a whole bunch of physical art pieces into my OpenSea NFT to sell as NFT. And those NFTs were came with physical paintings. So the first NFT I ever sold was actually a physical painting of the running rabbit, and in that contract I offered to either deliver or destroy the art piece. And the person who bought that piece, to my surprise, came back to me and said, hey, I own the NFT, I don't need you to send me the physical art piece. I was like, oh my god, I've got to destroy it. So that kind of stirred up a little bit of uh, a lot of many dialogues around me, obviously. Like, um how can you destroy your own work? How can anyone ask you to destroy your own work? So I had honestly, I had some issues with it myself, but I promised it. I really never expected that it should be destroyed. Why did I offer to deliver or destroy? It's because I understand the purest definition of the NFT is that there should be only one copy. Um, so yeah, I destroyed that, and there were like clubhouse conversations that went on that asked like, is Poesy really going to murder her running rabbit? And so I sold that piece on the 3rd of October, and on the 10th of October, I made a video of me defacing the painting. And running up to that, I was meditating about this and decided that, hey, it could be the journey of this art piece. So what I did was I defaced the painting and turned it into another piece. And I did not destroy, I did not murder my rabbit. I used something to scrape it off the surface of the painting. And then my narrative basically went this way. I'm like, it's a running rabbit. So I didn't kill her. She ran away. So she freaking just ran away. And the crazy thing is that piece that I had to destroy was actually done between New York and Basel in 2019, my last trip. Um, and so yeah, we came up with I defaced it And then I'm like, now it leaves me the question, where did the running rabbit run to? So it took me a couple of weeks. I was actually supposed to come up with another project, but I'm like, hey, this is the question, where did the running rabbit run to? And in Asian folklore, there is a rabbit who lives on the moon. I'm not sure if you guys have heard it. So in, I believe, Chinese, Japanese, a lot of Asian cultures believes has a story, a folklore that a rabbit lives on the moon, and there's a goddess there too. So anyway, the narrative then came around like, oh, I found my rabbit. She's on the moon. She's gone back to the moon. That's why you see my running rabbit is on a round canvas. And so then I'm like, okay, I don't want to do a 10,000 project. I'll just do a really small exclusive project, which was at first it was 99, then it became 111, because 1111 is also something, there's something that I always use. So 111 female rabbits on the moon, they multiplied. So my running rabbit ran away. I found her on the moon with, there are 111 of them multiplied. And all of them are going to start uh, building on the moon. So you will see, if you play this video again, or no, you don't have to play that video again. So you see all these rabbits, they're actually appearing for the first time in multicolor. Earlier, my rabbits are all black and white. The painting that I defaced was colored. It's one of those colored canvases, but now I've gone like into full color. And these rabbits have their own unique backgrounds. Everything is hand drawn. They have unique headgears, and whatever they're carrying becomes their clan legacy. So these girls, they're all girls. So I am using the running rabbit now is no longer so much of a self-portrait, but more of an advocacy of female empowerment. So these girls, they are all on the moon. They're matrons of their clan. So they're leaders of their clan. When they start multiplying, they're going to have, the girl who holds a basket of bread, her children, she's going to give birth to 11 children if she gets married this Easter. They're getting married soon. So they're going to give birth to 11 babies, and her clan will then multiply and have a stake on the moon. So yeah, what else? There's a lot more. Please feel free to ask me.
Sure. Poesy, let me ask you something. The first time when I saw the when I saw your series in progress, if you remember, I told you, wow, it's a Minecraft for NFT. So you've been building like a Minecraft empire, because all of those rabbits having some kind of they all are responsible for some spheres of life. One for agriculture, one for cigar smoking. Uh, yeah, the other one for computer technologies, IT, or rocket
Design.
building. So that's why I realized that you implemented gamification in that. And then you told us about your desire to breed those rabbits with husbands and carrots and so on. So could you please tell us what's your, let's say, attitude towards gamification? So how did you decide to improve your series of artworks with the gamification element? Because
Okay. Mhm,
we can see a lot of NFT series, to be true,
mhm,
starting from CryptoKitties with their own empire, with their own rules,
mhm,
then the CryptoPunks with two rules. So
mhm,
it's cool and it's very expensive. Now we have the invasion of Bored Ape yacht clubs,
Mm-hmm.
using celebrities as the promoters mostly.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they all have their own gamification inside their projects. So,
Mm-hmm.
what's your first of all, what's your definition of gamification? Sorry, Sonia, for taking time. But and the second question is, how did you decide to gamify your series?
Okay, so the gamification part of it started before NFTs. In 2018, I actually started a game startup. Um, I wanted to use the rabbit to extend my helping angels movement, the random acts of kindness movement, because uh, Facebook, the use of Facebook and all these volunteer movements activities is kind of outdated. And I've grown older and I'm no longer interested. But if I heard a calling to continue my random kindness movement, and then I'm like, well, I need to go with the times and bring in some game elements, right? So I actually set up a startup, a game startup, and it was the rabbits. It was going to be kind of like a Pokemon style thing where you go to the volunteer events and you will, after you've clocked in 2 hours, all types of goodies gonna appear in your game, and then there will be a leaderboard and all that stuff. So I did not manage to raise funds to continue with that. We tried it for 8 months and then it was a flop. I mean, all startups always come to flops, but every single idea can be renewable, right? So when NFTs came around, I'm like, great, this is how I'm going to use it. I can use NFT to start this game. Um, so I have not told my rabbit holders yet, but the running rabbit is actually an extension of my random kindness movement. I will be using this as a game. I will be dropping carrots and free things when our tech side is all done. In fact, my developer, who is doing the Running Rabbit smart contracts, he's basically my CTO from the game startup earlier, and we've come a long way because we've done this whole thing with hardly any income, and having the NFT marketplace has been a real godsend because we got to sell 111 rabbits and receive Ethereum. And that is practically cold hard cash, right? And I'm able to self-fund myself, at least for this early period where it's actually just two of us. The team is just me and him. And we're in early stages yet. Wait for all the weddings to be over, all the rabbit weddings, and then the breeding starts and all that. Did I
That's
answer your question?
interesting.
Yeah.
I love how there's the whole story about running rabbits and the story behind and the metaphors and how you create the whole narrative around it. That's absolutely amazing. And as you know in Fuel Arts, like obviously Dennis probably told you and everyone read online that we're all about new ideas, new startups. And we have like probably a strange question for you. Do you think that an artist can actually be a startup of its own kind?
Of course, of course. You see, I grew up or no, maybe in the last 20 years, startups been happening, right? I have a lot of friends who are startup founders, and it is a gruesome journey, and failure is always around the corner. Um, I feel an artist would be very good because, like, I'm also into uh looking at startups and startup investments and all that, right? And when it comes to venture capitalists, they they fund the people. Sometimes the ideas might be great, but then if the leaders didn't have what it takes, it's just not going to work. So um, artists definitely have the grit um, to be startup founders because I can speak for a lot of artists, myself included. I've gone on for years without a proper salary. Sometimes I've gone, like in 2019, I only sold five $5,000 of artwork. 2019, and that sucked. And the first 7 years of my life as an artist was terrible. I had stories of my roof collapsing, and I had no money, and surgeries and all that crap, right? So if you were able to survive that type of um, hardships voluntarily, then you're able to run a startup. You're able. Of course, you need to have um, good knowledge of business, and the eagerness and the willingness to do business, right? Because if the artist is willing to learn, then no problem. If you just want to paint and not speak to clients, then no, you can't be a startup founder.
I should also point out and remind to our audience that Poesy will be one of the mentors of our upcoming pre-acceleration courses, uh, the NFT series in particular. So my question is, Poesy, is that true that a successful NFT artist is always a combination of at least three persons? A creative one, a marketologist, let's say community manager, and a technician? Or should there be one personality above them all?
I think community is important too. I honestly am finding out there are so many different types of projects going on. Some of these projects are not even done by real artists, right? And they are very, very successful. And the NFT world now is recognizing certain types of artwork that would not ever be appreciated in the contemporary art world. Let's just put it that way. So, uh, define success. um, am I successful? I don't even know yet. But yeah, I sold out. It's a small project.
But what are the measurements of success to you? I mean, the amount on your Ethereum wallet, or the number of tweets or retweets, or the number of people whom you inspired, as you've always been doing?
See, as an artist, we'll actually never know who we inspire and who we end up, because we're channeling it out, and then there's the masses. Unless people feedback, I wouldn't know, right? Um, I am merely using the NFT space as a tool to continue being an artist, and it's the beginning of my journey and many people's journey in the NFT space. Actually, it's the beginning of NFT. We're like right in chapter one. First year, just 1 year passed, right? Marketing is important. It really depends on what kind of artist and what you're giving to the world in the NFT space. Um, Marketing is important in every industry, right, Dennis? You know.
It is very important, definitely. And you were saying in different interviews throughout the years that you have many plans, and I'm very curious because we're doing an interview right now. It's already beginning of April 2022. What are your ideas and goals? What do you see yourself in 5 years or 10 years?
Okay, so I still intend to be a contemporary artist. I haven't completely stepped into the NFT, the step into the NFT world and abandon my art career. No, feel the contemporary art career is a huge blessing, and there's a lot of things on my bucket list that I want to do. I've got art installations that I've been working on the last 20 years, and I published one of them last year, and that one needs to end up in a museum somewhere and be shown to the masses. It's called The Pirate's Daughter. So that is basically one of my life work, because that one reflects on the story of my family and our struggles. And it's a spectacular walk-in installation. The Helping Angels movement should continue with the Running Rabbit series. And this Running Rabbit series, so far what I've told you, is only part one. I'm not confident yet how part two will unfold, but part two will basically bring my plans from 3 years ago to fruition. I want to have the Running Rabbits, because right now I just sold out the Genesis 111 Running Rabbits, and then they will give birth to 876 babies, I believe, altogether. And then beyond that, so these are like the exclusive rabbits. But beyond that, I will be releasing rabbits to the masses. I mean, as a movement, I'm a serial movement maker. Since I am in an NFT space, I am going to make the whole world adopt NFT through my rabbits if possible. So I plan to be doing some, I can't really reveal, but with augmented reality or virtual reality. So I'll be doing some of those things, and distributing rabbits to the world. And with that, it becomes, once you catch a rabbit in your phone, you can play a game with it, and that game will involve you doing a random act of kindness a day. So that is my crazy dream. And I'd love to invite anybody who's inspired by this message to hit me up and tell me what kind of skills you have. You want to join the team. Unfortunately, at the beginning, everything's going to be out of your pure heart, voluntary first. The whole time I've picked up my team because they are wonderful volunteers, and then I put them on payroll. So that is, yeah, on the contemporary side, I still want to go to many, many cities and leave my mark with street art. I've been doing street art all over the world. As soon as I start traveling again, I would love to do my rooftop cats, Harry Potter rooftop cats, in on a public wall somewhere. My objective with that is also about bringing art to every level of society. I do not believe that art is only exclusive to the elites, you know. So I want to bring art to every level of society, and I'm a little bit of a Robin Hood with the things I do. Even when I'm not very nice about doing it, I'm still a Robin Hood. So I want to, yeah, try to break these barriers.
Thank you, Poesy. I'd like to remind our audience that in the report, case study number 5, you can read the whole interview with Poesy, where she reveals some of the secrets regarding how to implement gamification in the while developing an artistic career. So several pages, page number 1 and page number 2. Here you can also see some of the top NFTs by Poesy. So again, feel free to download the report from the website fuelarts.com. It's completely free. And but Poesy, maybe you could reveal also, let's say, top 3 advice to those artists who want to jump from, let's say, either to start their NFT career from the very beginning, or to jump from physical art to NFT. Is it worth doing? But if it is, so 3 tips for artists who want to start their NFT career.
Okay, very important tip is to learn about wallet security. Learn about wallet security. In the Web3 space, we do not get to retrieve our login password if we forget password. In this new reality, it comes with a seed phrase, a string of words that you must never share with anybody. Really, I think that is really just anybody, not just artists, anybody who's coming into the crypto space, who's coming into NFT space to really learn about wallet security, because it can be a very bad surprise, and all of us, I can guarantee you, will be scammed in one way or another at some point in this journey. So take heart. But we learn fast that way. So that's tip number 1: security, wallet security. As an artist who wants to come into this space, it's very important to start building your presence on Twitter and Discord. So in terms of social media, the most important platforms will be Twitter. Discord, if you don't, you should join projects. If you see projects that you like or artists that you like, find out if they have a Discord, join their Discord, and start observing how these communities behave. And then over time, you will learn what you like and what you don't, and make a decision for yourself how you're gonna plan it. So it's research is king. So do lots of research. I think that was the 3rd tip. Research. Man, I could be like a grandmother nagging a child. There's so many things about the NFT space.
Sure, preserve it for your pre-acceleration course.
Third one. In order to really, really learn fast, if you have the resources, become a collector. That's how I learned really, really fast. I became a collector. So I started as a collector, and then I've been collecting the last 6 months, I think. Whoa, time flies. More than that. And now I understand what I'm looking for, what type of artist, what should their behavior be, what should be their frequency be in terms of appearances to the public and all that stuff. So yeah.
Do you know why it happens? Why do collectors take it more seriously than, let's say, the others, or sometimes art academicians? Because they spend money.
Yes. So when you're a collector, if you put yourself in the shoes of the collector, you will go through a myriad of experiences of different types of art pieces that you've bought, and the artist or the project owner, what they promise, whether they deliver, or yeah. So the wonderful thing about the NFT space is that it's no longer like the past where we collect artwork through galleries. Now we collect work directly from artists. And the NFT space has taken away that barrier. We get to know the artists directly. We get to follow their social media. We get to talk to them and have access to them. The wonderful thing about NFT is that if you buy artwork on the blockchain, you actually have access to the artist.
Yeah, so probably would like to end with a question from the audience. So, question from Anna. Yesterday in the middle of the night, one artist wrote me with a question. NFTs here for a long time, or is it just the hype? Poesy, what do you think?
Oh, what do we think? It's not a hype. It. Okay, the NFT space has lots of hype. Um, but no, it's not just a hype. Like I said, the blockchain's been around for a long time, and NFT has been around a long time before the word NFT came about. Um, NFT will permeate into all industries, not just the art world. You will be seeing NFT being used in different ways and formats. For instance, I came into NFT because I wanted to use the blockchain for authentication and recording of provenance. So it's yeah. This question basically means like, is blockchain just a hype or is it around for a long time? Blockchain is here to stay.
Right. Thank you, Poesy.
Good.
I feel like
Sounds very inspiring.
we talked
Yeah,
about many things today. Like we talked about your story, about NFTs, about technology, and definitely tips for the people who want to go into NFTs. So I feel like we covered pretty much a lot today.
I like to also add that I recently agreed to join the founding committee of Women in Blockchain Asia. So now I'm in the blockchain movement, and I'm happy to assist anybody who wants to learn more about the blockchain, which basically is like in the art world is NFT, but the blockchain has got so many users. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Poesy. That was inspiring as always. We're always meeting during Art Basels and
Yes.
even collecting the VIP cards of each other. That's our small secret.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Seeing you online instead of meeting, around the world. I'm actually quite relieved that I don't have to jump on a plane yet. And the NFT thing again has like solved one other thing for me. And the people who says they love my work finally started to buy my work on NFTs.
Not a question, but wanted to say thank you, Sonia, for putting that report together.
Yeah.
Thank you, Poesy, for doing this talk. Super inspiring to hear from an artist in the NFT space who is also motivated to create great social impact on society.
Thank
That's
you.
from our dear listener from LinkedIn, because we're broadcasting to different platforms at the
Cool.
same time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you again, and wish you good luck with your artistic career, with
Husband, the rabbit
running
husband.
rabbits, with their husbands, with their carrots, and with the peace on earth, of course.
Yeah.
I also wanted to say that Poesy was one of the first persons from the Artistic Society who contributed her video to the creative community of Ukraine, which needed help. She recorded a very inspiring video, and you can watch that video on the platform, which is called Art World Ukraine. Just tap Art World Ukraine in Instagram. You'll find there a lot of inspiring interviews and artworks from Ukrainian artists, which are created in this difficult surrounding.
Do we I just sent the video of the running rabbit, oops, to Daria. I wonder, oh shit. So this is the running rabbit with the husband. This is the husband. So this is the what's gonna come during Easter. That all the rabbits are getting married and they're meeting their husbands. And this would be the piece. The wonderful thing about this is that with the NFT is that I'm going to have my music composition put into that as well. So that is going to be a oh wow, cool. Very
Yes,
fast.
we have it.
Cool, hold on.
Sorry. Let's
So
try again.
I'm composing. I'm currently still composing the signature tune for Running Rabbit. So I'm gonna try to compose a tune that's gonna freaking stick in our heads for a long time. So like Tetris, do you guys remember?
You will come up with.
Yeah. So the animation's been finalized. So I'm now creating the rabbits who wants husbands, and then put in the tune, and then Easter is just around the corner. Our first rabbits will start in Easter, and then over time we'll mint every single breeding couple.
Sounds exciting.
Thank you.
Wishing you a successful breeding, NFT breeding, and
Yeah.
even more than questions. So I mean, we are receiving a lot of compliments regarding your cat, Poesy,
Oh, hi, meow
and the
meow.
quantity of those compliments are more than the quantity of the questions.
Her name is Miss China. You can
Miss
stalk
China.
her. You can
So we
stalk
have two. We
her on
have two
Instagram.
Miss China in one space.
I'm not a Miss China, but you can stalk my cats on Instagram under the it's Poesy Cat Circus. You can stalk them there. I've got 5 cats there. Yeah. All right. Thank
Good.
you.
Thank
Thank you.
you, and thank you for being with us. I mean, I'm addressing to our audience, and next week we'll uh, reveal you the story of one NFT startup ready to be launched and conquer the world. So, and we'll keep its naming secret for several days. So, see you in a week, and see you online, Poesy, and offline, of course.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you,
Thank you.
Sonia.
Thank you.
Dan.
Bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye.